Thank you so much, Akila. Let me extend my thanks to Minister Sandals, the many distinguished guests joining us tonight, and of course, the Learning Partnership for hosting such a wonderful event and bestowing this honor. I also want to congratulate my fellow honoree, Robert. Robert, well deserved, and congratulations. We're here tonight to celebrate innovation in public education. Like so many of you in this room, education is something very close to my heart, and it's very much at the heart of what we do at Google every day. Who I am today is very much a product of the public school system and of a family dedicated to public education. I went to public schools. My kids go to public schools. As you saw in that video earlier, my dad, Sebastian, was a public school teacher, a football coach, and a tennis coach for over 30 years. Actually, in preparation for this evening, I told my dad that I had to do a brief speech in front of a room packed with people like himself, people passionate about public schooling. And I asked him his thoughts, one takeaway, one thing that he could tell me that after 30 years, he felt very strongly about. This was his advice, very simple. Never underestimate the potential of your student. And then he shared a story with me about one of his very first students, Doug Dickey. It was 1968, my dad's first year out of college and his first year of teaching. He was coaching football at a small high school in rural Ohio, in the Midwest. There was an athlete on that team with good physical attributes, but who seemed reluctant to be an aggressive player on the field. My dad tried everything to make him better, to make him tougher. But for whatever reason, he just couldn't lay it all on the line for his team. It didn't work out. And my dad described him as a mediocre player who never made an impact on that team. 2 years later, after this student graduated, my dad sees an article in the local newspaper. It's a picture of Doug Dickey in a military uniform and a citation for the Congressional Medal of Honor. During a battle in Vietnam, Doug Dickey, under heavy enemy fire, helped to rescue an injured soldier. When a grenade landed nearby, he leapt to smother it with his own body. And the citation reads, "His personal heroism, extraordinary valor, and selfless courage saved a number of his comrades from certain injury and possible death at the cost of his own life." For all of my dad's 30 years of teaching and coaching, he kept that newspaper clipping folded neatly in his wallet, a constant reminder to never underestimate the potential of a student. When we talk about the need for innovation, whether it's in education or at a big technology company like Google, we can never forget that our greatest asset is walking through the classroom every day. Whether you're standing at the front of the class of 30 kids when the morning bell rings, or you're managing a team working on a piece of technology that touches 1 billion users around the world, the key to innovation is figuring out how to unlock that potential to create, to collaborate, and to invent. I had an interesting conversation with one of our engineers not that long ago. I asked him, when did you know that you were going to pursue a career in computer science? He talked about the time he turned a Radio Shack circuit snap kit into a rudimentary metal detector. He mentioned a grade 7 physics class on electromagnetic fields. But looking back, he said there wasn't one moment that led him to pursue engineering and computer science as a career. Instead, it was a series of small moments which gradually illuminated the vast potential of sciences and math in his life. If we're really serious about tapping the next generation of potential, we simply need more moments, more exposure to science, technology, engineering, and math in kindergarten and beyond. Last year, working very closely with the STEM education provider Actua, as was mentioned, Google Canada launched a program called Code Makers, working to teach 100,000 Canadian kids to code. To kick it off, we held our first workshop up in Iqaluit. We had kids digitally remixing Inuit throat songs in a way that not only introduced core computer skills, but allowed them to share this unique part of their culture to the country and to the world. Of course, our hope here is to create a spark, maybe a magic moment or two, where Canadian children, no matter who they are where they're from, where they live, make the leap from using technology to building technology. Our job as a tech company, and I would suggest for anyone passionate about education, is to find and nurture these magic moments, to make sure our public school students are equipped with the right tools and the right skills, not for today, but for tomorrow. So that when a student goes to unlock that potential we all know they have, we can make sure they're holding the key. Thank you very much, and on behalf of Google, thank you very much for this great honor. I appreciate it.